last one isn't the one he was going for.
$100. Yeah, 38. 98.
Saw John Bowles at the
44.
World Championship over Christmas, of course. Didn't make it past the preliminary round.
60.
Beaten 2-0 by David Platt, the Australian. Platt, of course,
98.
knocked out in the first round proper. Beaten 3-0 by Phil Taylor.
58.
Oh, Wade leaves himself 90, but Bowles 76. A little bit easier. Should get a dart at a double, may get two. Is only going to be the one. It's a double top.
36.
Just a little bit high now. Very wadey this, isn't it? It's a very wadey checkout. Very wadey indeed. So wadey. Oh, but not to
65.
be now. Wade giving up an opportunity here for Bowles to double his lead. Double 10.
Game
Well,
shot.
it's not sparkling stuff from John Bowles, but it's enough right now. And James Wade, this is a man who is ranked number 5 in the world right now. Seeded 7th here today,
108.
but that's his first maximum. And James Wade, very, very capable of going on and winning this today.
100.
Won huge numbers of titles, 7 major titles, but tour titles as well, all over the place. One here in Wigan a couple of years ago as well, when we had a pro tour here. We didn't
140.
have Wigan as a venue for the Players' Championship events last year. It's back on the calendar this year. No Ricoh Arena this year.
100. $137.
Saw James Wade make the final of one of the UK Open qualifiers, the final one that we held here. That was
38.
halfway through February. 4 for tops, just in the 4. Doesn't miss double 10.
Game
Doesn't
shot.
miss double 10, James Wade. That is his first leg. Decent response from Wade. James Wade, of course, was at the World Championship, made it to the quarterfinals.
100.
Ended up being beaten by Peter Snakebite Wright, and it was his finishing that kept him in that game, really. He was being outscored by Snakebite. But Wade just kept taking out big finishes under pressure, and it kept him in that game until Wright it was just relentless, really. Peter Wright's challenge ending against
95.
Gary Anderson in the semi-finals. Snakebite won 2 of the first 3 Euro Tour events of the year.
83.
Dominating the European Tour, Peter Snakebite Wright. Benito van der Pas in the final, the most recent one, despite Benito averaging 110.
133.
Only missed 1 dart at double in that game, Peter Wright. 180s for show, doubles for dough, they say.
$60.
Just 60, and John Bowles If he can see off 173 in 2 visits, that 2-leg advantage, he's going to be restored.
99. $134.
74 plays 84. Double top for Bowles.
Game
And
shot.
double top he hits first time this time, and he needed to with Wade sat on that.
$60.
And so you Gerwyn Price is through to his board final, a 6-2 winner over Stephen Burton. Jan Decker is in a board final. He's beaten Joe Cullen. Joe Cullen, the
85.
number 13 seed. Lost 6-2. And Dimitri Vandenberg has knocked out Michael Smith in a deciding leg. The number 14
100.
seed, Michael Smith. Beaten 6-5 by the Dream Maker. Young Belgian. Plays either Richie Corner or Mervyn King.
94.
And we have had confirmation that Michael van Gerwen has won his second round game. Paul Nicholson's challenge brought to an end. 6-1 that finished. MVG in his board final and still on course for a last 16 meeting, potentially with the two-time world champion and world number 2 Gary Anderson.
180.
Maximum from John Bowles, compounding the misery for James Wade, who's been staring confused at his own darts, wondering why they're not going where he wants them to. Laughing
45.
at that one. Oh, John Bowles is going to get a number of
98.
darts to break the Wade throw and go 4-1 up here. As Wade is really struggling to even just get down
60.
to a finish. That's just 60 again. So John Bowles has got 2 visits to seal 44. May only need 1.
24.
Well, he is going to need a second one.
$92.
Double 10 for the Bulldog on a 4-1 lead against the world number 5.
Game shot.
And there it is, James Wade in all sorts of bother here. He's just not really been at the races. Look at this.
125. $60.
James Wade, it's not happening, is it? Something needs to change for James Wade. He wasn't really threatening the treble 20
100.
that visit and hasn't been hitting it with much regularity at all over the last 2 or 3 legs. It's another low one. Yeah, very confused James Wade.
60.
Shaking his head. Can't understand what's happening. Won his opening game 6-2 earlier on. Darts have deserted him. They've not deserted John Bowles though. Look at this.
140.
10-40 leaves him 136 after 9 darts. He could be about to go 5-1 up on James Wade here.
60.
Well, Wade was amused earlier on at why his darts weren't going where he wanted. Now he's getting frustrated.
100.
It's a better thrown dart. Yes, raising the eyebrows. He finally
100.
manages to find the treble 20, but it looks to be too little too late because John Bowles looks at double 18 for 5-1. Good guide.
Game
Yeah, and there it is. John Bowles 5-1 up on James Wade, and we could have something of a shock result here.
100.
Saw James Wade in the first European tour of the year 5-0 up on Darren Johnson. Managed to lose it from there 6-5 somehow.
100.
We'll be hoping to turn the tables and produce a similar comeback here against John Bowles, but it's very hard to do that if you're not hitting any trebles.
100.
There's one.
$140. $60. $140.
John Bowles down to 121 finish for the match, and he is going to get a go at it. James Wade. Oh, it's another
100.
just a sort of bark, a sort of laugh, exasperation. It has just not happened at all for James Wade. That a bit of a letdown for John Bowles, that opening dart.
30.
Oh, the third one wasn't much better. Only scores 30. James Wade could sneak away with this leg. He's not going to take out the 141, but if he leaves himself handy, and he's going to do so here.
105.
Well, decides that double 18 is what he'll look to finish on. John Bowles may start on the bull. He does, and that means he's going to get a match start at double top. One for double top it is for a 91 checkout and a 6-1 win against James Wade. The Bulldog has done it. Wade cannot understand what happened.